Hey guys, what's good? Hope everybody is doing well. And look what I have to show you today. It's a Bulgari, it's an Octo, and it's a brand that I hadn't even considered for a very long time. But yeah, the Roman jeweler turned watchmaker has just been making hit after hit. They really got on the map whenever they released their Octo Finissimo line, those ultra thin, beautiful watches. And that kind of got me interested, but I had an opportunity to acquire an Octo Roma. So this is kind of like their not so extreme version of the watch, and this is actually the Roma 41. I'll tell you a cool thing about this watch. Look, it takes standard straps. How cool is that? So this is actually on it's actually on an old Panerai strap actually, and so that's cool because I'll tell you one thing that worried me about, not worried me, but one thing I was always, I don't know, I guess worry is the right word. When it came to Bulgari and their Octo line, a lot of them had like this interesting proprietary attachment to their straps. And, a lot of companies are doing that. Cartier is doing that also. But that just kind of worried me about like switching out straps and stuff like that. So it's kind of like I said, something that gave me pause. But this Octo Roma line, okay, not the current Roma line actually from Bulgari. They just released some new versions of these watches, which look amazing, by the way. But the previous version of the watch had just like a standard connection right here, and so this is, like I said, an old Panerai strap. The lug width is, well, not 24 millimeters, it's 23.5 millimeters, but you can kind of, stuff a 24 millimeter strap if it's soft in there. But yeah, I mean, so this is the Octo Roma 41. So 41 millimeters in diameter, 23.5 millimeter lug width. And just look how cool and geometric that shape is. Octo, because it's an 8-sided case. And, the way Bulgari really got into watches is they acquired the Gerald Gento watch brand. And they also acquired the Daniel Roth watch brand, kind of combined the expertise of those two brands and came up with their own concept. So, I mean, technically speaking, this is a Genta inspired design. It's about the cheapest way you can get into a Genta inspired watch, because this watch on the secondary market now goes for around $3,500. I mean, that's amazing. You ain't getting anything from Audemars Piguet for that price, like nothing. And so this is a nice way to get a piece of that design language. And I think they've done just a beautiful job with it. I mean, the dial is like this beautiful, deep black lacquer. It's beautiful. It's very minimalist too. Just the 12 and the 6. Bulgari, you got the little date at 3 o'clock. So you can see it there. Let me set the time. It is, look at, God, man, the sin. Look, it's so funny. This is another like black watch. So it's 0932. This is the 556, of course. I'm going to die on this hill. Zen does not make a better watch than the 556. I have tried a lot of them. This is the best one. The cheapest one is always going to be the best one when it comes to these kind of things. But okay, sorry, this is not going to devolve into a Zen 556 Love Fest, promise. So, looks like it's 0933. So let's do that. The date is already the 30th. That's cool. So it's not a screw down crown. That changed for the newer issuing of the Roma, where the watch has 100 meters water resistant. Now this watch has 50 meters water resistant, but it is a manufactured movement. You can see it right there. Just a cool watch, man. Look how flat and interesting it is. Okay, sorry about that. So let's set the time, and so it looks like it is hacking seconds. Cool. 0930, right about there. Crown has a little ceramic piece in it. And you can see the case. They talk about this a lot. It has multiple facets. And I think what's cool about it is, while it is like, it's seemingly a round watch, look inside the dial and you can see that under the crystal it has the same 8-sided motif under there. Just really interestingly done, really well done. But this one is all about wearing, the wearing experience. Let me put it on the wrist real quick, and I'm going to show you what that's like. Okay, give me a second. Okay, the Octo Roma on the wrist. I mean, let's see what it feels like. So let me take the Zen. God, I love this. Okay, sorry, I'm not going to talk about this watch anymore. How many 556s have I owned in the last couple of years? 3, 4, 5 maybe. Just cannot get away from this watch. It's too well made. There's no better. Okay, sorry, I'm putting it down. Okay, this is the Octo Roma, and just look at the flatness of it. You know what I mean? It's thin, it's flat, and so let's see how it wears on the wrist. So it's very geometric. It's very it's flat, it's geometric. I think those are two words I would use to describe it, but it's just super easy to wear. And I'll tell you what helps with this particular version of the Octo is that you can use like 24 millimeter straps on it, so you can really change it up any way you want it. You're not sort of like tied into that Bvlgari strap ecosystem, I guess. But I mean, it just wears just really comfortably. I mean, it's large, but it's not huge. This version they made in a 38 also. This just happens to be the 41. I would say 41 is kind of the way to go on this. I mean, this is, I think, the look that they're trying for at Bvlgari. Kind of just like a simple watch, but with a lot of real estate on your wrist. And at $3,500, $4,500, I mean, this previous generation Octo Roma line really, I think, demonstrates like a real bargain. I mean, that's a lot of watch for the money. It's legit, Genta design language, and that's certainly a buzzword whenever it comes to watch collecting. It's something that is interesting and unique, but like not really expensive. For an Octo Finissimo, I mean, you're looking a lot of times $10,000 plus. I mean, that watch is even thinner. I mean, how much thinner do you really need to be? I mean, that's really thin. I mean, you look at the 556. You know what I mean? So I mean, this is much thinner than a 556. But I mean, if you're into the high-end stuff, certainly the Octo Finissimo line is something that you can consider. One thing that has given me pause on those watches is that just the extreme thinness of it may make them uncomfortable to wear. I really have to try to get my hands on one, but I don't know. That's easier said than done. I mean, prices for Bvlgari Octos are pretty strong, man. I mean, they're pretty steady, which I think is another reason why this Octo Roma is a very compelling value proposition. I mean, at $3,500, maybe $3,250, I don't know. I mean, that's a lot of style, a lot of design. It's a lot of, like I said, it's a lot of interest for not a lot of money, because for $3,500, $4,000, I mean, you can go with some of the usual suspects, which include, I guess, I don't know, Omega, some higher-end Longines, certainly some other brands, like Namas and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of other brands that make kind of like unique and interesting watches in that price range. But man, I mean, Bvlgari is just doing a great job with their design. And I think this previous generation of the Roma is kind of a way to like exploit a little bit of inefficiency in the secondary watch market. I mean, let me explain what I'm saying. It's that people haven't quite caught on to how good a watch this previous generation Roma is, and as a result of that, you can save big money on this watch with the expectation, I think, to not lose a lot of money and maybe even make a little money as time goes on, because I think Bvlgari is definitely on the ascendancy when it comes to watches. They have certainly, I think it seems like they've demonstrated a commitment to continue to pour research and development into their watches. And I think what benefits collectors is if they can look through the collection, the previous catalogs, and kind of say, hey, listen, this is like kind of a diamond in the rough. And I really think this Octo Roma 41, the previous generation, really is that kind of watch. Anyway, guys, I'm rambling, but look how cool this thing is on the wrist, man. It really does fill up the wrist
but in like a really cool way. It's not just enormous, and it's only a 41 millimeter watch, but the way it's designed is just so interesting. I think a big part of that is how wide the lug width is, so it really gives it that cuff type appearance on your wrist. I hope you like this quick look at a watch that I'm surprisingly really in love with. This is the Octo Roma 41. Super cool watch, guys. Take care. God bless. Look forward to making some more content for you real soon. Okay, guys. Bye.